Morning to you. Let's just take a quick look at what's going on here. Okay, hold on. What are we doing? You still there? You still there? I wonder if you're still there or not. I have the wrong phone going this morning, and that will all cease to be an issue, I think, moving forward, hopefully. There we go. That's pretty close, right? We'll call that close enough. I'll reduce the glare a little bit. All right, so here's my old desk and my old TGIF. Amen, brother. Another late night last night. Super late night last night. And then I couldn't sleep, which is, oh boy, 2 o'clock is just too early for this old bird. Too late. So let's get the metronome going. What do you think? Hey, good morning, gang. Top of the morning to you. Yes, top of the morning to you. All right. I'm ready. No, really, I'm ready. Seriously, it's not a problem. No problem here. I was born ready. You know how that works. So 1 E and 2. Oh, tune it up. Just to be sure. There's the A right there. How was your day yesterday, guys? How was your existence going? I shared, I don't know if you guys follow Scott 4 or not. Scott 4. Scott is Mr. 4, Fore. He's a friend, a good friend, and he's actually a national flat picking champion. And so he's talking about the same things that we're talking about, similar things, right? He shared something on his social media, his personal social media yesterday, or some Buddhist thing, and I thought it was something about like mental health and how you got to basically do your best to keep all of that stuff from creeping into your life, and I was thinking, like, I've been thinking about that a lot through the years, about like what does it take to actually be a high level performer. And I've always wondered that. I've seen all of my friends are like really high level performers. Well, not all. Many of my friends are very high level performers, and like all of the things that have to line up. Like I asked Mr. 4, I said, I wonder if others consider like what it takes to perform at a high level, and what all of the things that it takes that we need in order to get the most. So anyway, where I left off with our little discussion was, imagine if you had a long stretch of just peace and joyful living. Long stretches of that where you were able to practice your craft and focus on just getting more and more joyful as we go with each and every step. And I thought, well, there's really no joy without having challenge, is there? So I guess the world that we live in it's designed like the artist. Kafka, the great writer, the great novelist, the great writer, Kafka said, he was quoted one time saying, and I'm getting a little off the rails here, but he was quoting one time saying, like, art for the artist is suffering, from which he relieves himself from further suffering. And I'm thinking, man, what an uplifting, upbeat dude to hang out with. Oh, you know what I mean, though? Just want to spend your weekends with a dude like that. Shoot. You know, you wake up one morning and then all of a sudden you're a beetle. I don't know. The metamorphosis. One of my favorite things to do on acoustic guitar is to, let me back this up. Let me back this puppy up a little bit. One of my favorite things to do on acoustic guitar is to palm mute the bottom end of a chord. And then as we come up through the top of as we come up through the top of the chord, just to let it kind of unfurl and become unpalm muted. Well, it's like one of my absolute favorite. It's more fun to hear that to me in a music shop than it is to hear. Let's see if we can make this. We're ready to go. Not really, I guess. Suffering is optional. I like that, Mark. That's correct. Did you ever read that book, If You Meet Buddha on the Road, Kill Him? Written by a psychotherapist. It's such a great volume, great body of work to study being human. You know what I mean? All right, so let's do this. I see a deadhead. I see Steal Your Face here. What's going on? Muting is useful, essential in some songs. Good morning. I love the old Steal Your Face. Let's go ahead and get warming up. Man, I really would love to just play songs today. You know, we've got a lot to talk about. So we're going to start directly with the four fingers. We're going to just try to get right down to it. So I got right down to it. A lot of Frank Zappa running through my mind this morning, and just trying to, you know, avoid the social medias that cause the great demoralization. And does anybody listen to Frank Zappa's Civilization Phase 3? Man, what a great album, multi-album. So 1, 2, T. We have the metronome working at 60 beats per minute, I think. And we're thinking 4 attacks per beat, and we're starting with 1, 2, 3, 4 on 9, 10, 11, and 12, and we shall go now. 1, 2, you know what to do. And if you hear me pushing and pulling on the metronome, it's okay to, you know, it's okay to poke fun at me. That's fine. I'm okay. I'm tough. I can take it. Mama always told me, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough, son. Whenever I say that in front of her, she's like, I never said that. I'm like, yeah, I understand, Mom. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Mother. That's what you get from hanging out with an airborne ranger uncle, you know. That's what you get for hiking, you know, hundreds of miles on the Appalachian Trail together with an airborne ranger. We got a different sense of humor. Mom always told me, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. There's a song in there somewhere, you know? Something about you can't fix stupid, something like that. I always thought maybe I'd use a stage name and have some sort of an alt. One of my friends does this, Valentine, what's his name? Valentine? I forget his artist name, but it's he does a bunch of albums like completely different from what he normally would do as under his own name, right? So he adopts this sort of stage name and releases these beautiful albums. And you'd never know it was him. Roger's his name, but it's I forget what is something Valentine. Oh well, anyway, good morning. I see Jill here, I see Mark, I see Sweet Gav. What's going on? Good morning. Play U2. Oh, yeah, you got it. U2, man, I'm a huge U2 fan. You know, the Daniel Lanois, you know, the Mr. Lanois is just a great talent when it comes to like mixing and producing artists like U2. Yeah, great stuff. 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. And this is the morning ritual for guitar growth. So I'm Jason, and if you're here with me, I hope you have a guitar. It's my wish that you take some time and become a fretboard soldier. You just kind of, well, not, maybe that's the wrong word, that's a wrong approach. For me anyway, sometimes, but not always. So the beautiful thing about this is we're warming up, and every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, it's going to be a little loose, this show this morning, because I didn't hit the rack until 2, and I couldn't sleep, and then I'm up a little bit early, you know, I'm up early, so it's going to be a little loose. Still got a huge day of production works. The schedule just is a little, it's insane, and I'm thankful that I have any time at all to play the guitar and just kind of work through the breath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage us, because I know sometimes we get rushing and we get fast, mentally fast, you know what I mean? So I know you know what I mean. So I'm just going to remind myself to go ahead and breathe. And then breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, so, you know, something like that. Whatever you feel good about. You know, and if you vape and you have COPD, then it's, you know, a little more challenging for you, but you can do it. So 1 E and a 2, you know what to do. Stretch 4, this is the kickstand exercise where we're kicking the old first finger back. I see the love button. Somebody's wearing out that finger. That's cool though, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I'm on a different phone this morning, so that might be what's different. That might be what's giving us a little bit of a different approach this morning. So we've got this, gee whiz, we've got a lot of those going on. You know, you can turn that into a super chat too. Yeah, you can. No, I appreciate you being here. It's really funny to see this. I haven't seen the hearts go off like that in a long time. Wow, they're still coming. What is going on? Robbie's in the house. How long is that going to continue, I wonder? Oh, poop, poop. Bloop, bloop. I think we're run out of oxygen. Oh, poop, poop. Pepper Montage, good morning. Good morning. M. Fish is here. Mom always told me there's always one weirdo in the bus. But I never saw him. That's a good one, man. I love it. Yeah, I love it, man. hearts are from me. I haven't been here since many days. Oh, that's great. Kalasha, good morning. All right, now we know who the supporter is. That's great. Now that's wonderful. So 1E and a 2E and how are we? Junka, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I got a couple junkers. No, what's going on? I love the YouTube handle. I love that you're here. 1E and a 2E and how are we do? And yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's great. Get another guitar practitioner here. So let's go ahead and we did all of the 1, 2, 3, 4s. We're just warming up now. We're just going through this is like episode 246 or 247 or something like that. And we're hoping to make it to 260 by the end of this year. So we've been here all year working through the morning ritual for guitar growth. And it's, it's my honest to goodness guitar warm up, and it's something that I do every day. I love to do this. And I thought maybe it would be a good idea to really make a commitment to be here. And so I did. And now I've been here for 245 days or so, something like that. And I've noticed, I'll tell you what, I've noticed my capabilities have like really gone through the roof just doing these. Just being here for 1 hour every weekday morning. The understanding my relationship with the instrument, with the chair that I sit in which I sit, my attitude, my musical awareness, my reflexes, my mental readiness to just sort of jump into the guitar and be here and present is really just, it's all ramped up. You know what I mean? It's like that time I ate macrobiotic diet for 3 months, 3 months. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. Because, you drive by McDonald's and you're like, whoop. Maybe you don't, but I used to. But I did stop. I stopped. I done stopped that pattern. But when you're eating macrobiotic food, you prepare all of your food and you bring it all with you. See, you don't rely on the production line for your food sources. You're eating the food sources from yin and yang, and then you're balanced and you're in the center with your cereal, your whole cereal, whole grains, and then all of that stuff you worry about, you concern yourself with the way you prepare your foods. You don't eat, anyway. So I did that for a long time. Let's go ahead and minor pentatonic our way through this next passage. I did it for 3 months. I was jogging 9 miles a day and rock climbing up, big hills with a 50-pound pack on every other weekend. And I was pretty near bulletproof. I'd go for a jog down the road, and then I'd run up like a gazelle I'd jump up over the top of a guardrail and run the whole length of a guardrail. I don't know how I did it to this day, but I remember being in the throes of the macrobiotic lifestyle. And I remember being on a hilltop, a large hilltop in the Appalachian Mountains. I'm not going to say mountaintop because they're hills. If you're from the Rockies, if you're from the Midwest, you know what mountains are. And these are mountains for us, but really they're hills. You know what I mean? And they're beautiful hills. So I'm up on the top of those in one November, and I'm looking around because I'm on a ridge, a beautiful ridge. And I just realized that my eyesight was better than it had ever been. So when you concern yourself with your diet, let's say vis-a-vis the morning ritual for guitar growth, our awareness sort of wakes up. We sort of wake up to the guitar. We're literally waking up. It's the first, really, other than kiss my wife, it's the first meaningful thing I do every day. And I say hi to my children, hi bye, that kind of thing. But realistically, it's the first sort of professional, meaningful thing, spiritual, you know, feeding the soul kind of thing that I actually do for my own person every day. And I got to tell you, my reflexes, I'm only reflecting on this now because I wanted to draw a parallel from eating super clean and living super clean. And the benefits, I remember the benefits, not an ache in the body, no sugar. It took me about 30 days to stop like being psychologically addicted to sugar. And, but I did it. And those trace elements were gone, and I started to notice a transformation. And it's like if you're going on expedition, right, into the wilderness, it usually will take, you know, a solid 2 or 3 days for us to sort of like start to shed all of the rhythms of the production line life. I'm going to say production line. All of those rhythms are kind of, they come and go. You know what I mean? They come and go. And then when they melt away and we're back in tune with the rhythms that we're intended to be in tune with, it's just a great way to spend. It's a grand way. I'm sorry, it's not great. It's a grand way to spend time. Spending time in this way can be observed in the great mountaineering literature of Gaston Roubeifat. Have you ever read any Gaston? Gaston Roubeifat was a Frenchman mountaineer pioneer. And he would climb in the great French alpinist traditions, French technique. And he wrote about it in this unusually large language, large, sweeping language. And then one moment that comes to memory is Starlight and Storm. Starlight and Storm by Gaston Roubeifat. If you're into the freedom of the hills, which I'm really into oh, look at this. I just had splashed a little bit of water on it. I keep a leather-bound journal, you know what I mean? And I keep several of these. I have a few of these kicking around. But this one actually, I just relocated it the other day, and it's been gone. It's been missing for years. And I thought, oh, I'll keep it out and look at that. And look at this grand circle. It's a little watercolor sketch that I did of the same area that Bradford Washburn founded, the museum, the Boston Museum of Science. He was part of that process, and he would sit in that same spot and make these beautiful hand relief. He was sort of a cartographer, you know, world traveler, photographer, and philanthropist. And one day, you know, if you met him on Lion's Head, it was one of the last days that he was around, so you didn't really bother him too much. Although, you know, you just want to get close to that greatness. Don't forget to breathe. The breath is really important part of the sequence, you know. All right, what do we have for, I'm missing the second viewport, I really am. So let me see if I can get this going over here. I'll have to pay attention to it over here. Let me take a moment to break, because I know I'm missing everybody here, and I know I feel like I don't want to miss everybody. Kevin starts it off this morning with a TGIF. Thank God I'm free. 2 a.m. Are you insane? Yeah, pretty much. I have to get these things done. Do you know what I mean? It's like deadline. You got to do this. You know what it's like. Make hay while the sun shines, my friend. Not a problem. It's just that you guys are paying the price now. But fortunately for me, I have some really, really understanding and kind friendlies over here. Can you play Blackbird? Hey, are you still here? Top Moments. Oh man, sorry to miss you. Max plays. Good morning. Play Alhambra. Oh, Recuerdos de Alhambra. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's in there somewhere. I'd have to get it back up to standard. Morning Fish. Suffering is optional. Love that sentiment. Muting is super. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You sound like you watched The Matrix before. Are you a Matrix fan, Mark? Of course you are. Play the guitar, please. Let's go. Hey, sweet Gav. What a piece of work is man. Amen. Jill still, I'm not sure if she's still here, but good morning. I love this. There's always one weirdo on the bus, but I never saw him. That's awesome. That's a t-shirt. Pepper montage, amazing. Kalash. Hearts are from you. Bipeplia. Hey, what's going on, Bipeplia? I hope you're still here. I didn't ignore you. I don't know if you're still here. I hope you're still here. Going back to my hometown for a month. How do I store my acoustic back here? All right, hopefully somebody helped you out. Raul's in the house, and I hope I didn't miss you, Raul. I've been missing a few of these. Don't let it dry out from winter heating. Greenberry, good. Let me go grab a thing here. Let me grab a thing. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if I have one here. I should have one here. There should be one here. Where is it? Where are you? All right, put this in a case. Put this in your case. It's called the guitar humidifier. It's made by Herco, Herco. The complete care system, and it's just not really a complete care system. You just make sure you only put distilled water in here. You follow the directions, or you're going to cause some damage. But make sure that your case is closed. You put it up anywhere in the guitar case after you soak it for a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, maybe half an hour. Let it soak and get all into that clay, and then it will make sure you empty out all of the excess. There are some holes punched into the surface, you can see, that let that moisture sort of get out into your guitar case, but it has to be in a case, and it's cheap. You're in the zone. Hey, Raul, sorry to interrupt it. Put some silicone packets inside. Morning, Raul. Morning. Thank you, Kevin. All right, I'm going to get back at it. Can't wait to get back to regular and healthy diet. Go back to caffeine. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah, I remember having to do that, and sugar is the end boss of all addictions. I'm thinking like Super Mario, or Zelda. You remember those? Metroid? Remember Metroid? Oh my gosh, man, what a great... hour runs on salt, no. I'm a free climber. BB-ing tube. You're a free climber. That's epic, man. That is epic. I hope you're hanging around. Show it on camera, please. Is that a book from the Gaston? Yeah, it is a book. I don't have it here. It might be in my little library down here. But it's called Starlight. and Storm. And I'll tell you what, you will not regret it. It's like he's taken the, he's bivouacked on the side of a face, and he's holding on to his last fag. It's like he's puffing it down, and the cherry on it is like the only thing keeping him alive from freezing to death. And then when that's gone, he talks about he thought the end had come, and then the morning came. But you've got to walk through that. You've got to walk through it. You've got to live it with him. Go read it. I mean, it's really like it's right out there. Yeah, all right, Jill, we're back. Wouldn't anything make a better battery than a human? Yeah, that's right. I love the Matrix fans, man. That was just a monumental piece of work. 1 E ended 2. What are we doing now? We're using shape number 3, I think. I think we skipped shape number 3 and went directly to 4. And we're just using the shape number 3. You know what I'm doing. If you've been here for a while, you know you're part of the morning ritual for guitar growth. It's not about, jumping and shouting and scamming about. This is literally just a super simple, non-apologetic moment with the guitar. Just super simple, non-apologetic moment with the guitar. This is absorbing the good things. We're drinking in the good things. Part of what I'm preparing my mind for what I want to talk about with you for the last 15 or 20 minutes. This is going to be a little bit of it's going to be a little bit of a lift. But we're continuing with our blues approach. I know blues before Christmas. We should be doing Christmas songs, but we all have the blues, and we all just appreciate the blues for what it is. It was like blues and jazz. At one point, culturally, is the most significant American export contribution to the world, right? You know that. You know this. But American blues and jazz are like monumental musical contributions that have just permeated across the world. And because we have personal agency and we can explore the freedom of this guitar or any instrument, the unique and intimate language that we encounter. And fingers, position number 5, so 2 4 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 4 2 4. Roll. Drinking in the good things. That's right. But who took out the landlady's garbage after Neo was absorbed? Oh man, we're gonna get deep here. Can you play Layla from Eric Clapton? Yeah, you know that I can. It might be a good read while you're kind of kicking it back with the family, you know what I mean, Bapeplia, while you're on break. Yeah, you make good use of your time. You'll know what to do with your time. I would spend as much time as I can with family and loved ones as I can. That's what I would do. So fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are now all properly, well used and cared for. So why don't we go ahead and, I don't know if you feel like, let's throw one more warm up in here. We'll just use the old major scale. You know, we could break it down into triadic approaches, which is the reason I'm mentioning this. But we're not going to get so crazy that you have to jump. You know what I mean? It's not going to be, the fire will get close, but it's not going to, like, it won't really damage you. You know what I mean? Just keep the faith. So it's just going to work through this major scale sequence to tonicize. If you don't play it, if you don't know it yet, it would be a good idea to just listen. And then this will help to tonicize our ears for what's coming up. We are moments away from just jumping right into the thrill is gone, of course. What a sad day when the thrill, you know, if the thrill was ever gone. I was talking to my good friend, lifelong friend, the other day about, I don't know how any person finds himself. And when I say himself, I'm making reference to humankind, right? And I don't know how anyone finds himself bored. You know, there's so much to do. There's so many interesting things to appreciate. For example, the tonic. The subdominant and the dominant. Back to the tonic. Can you hear when I play a line like that? Can your ears hear where it's supposed to come to rest? It's supposed to stop and come to rest, right? You don't phrase on and on and on and on. There are these little pieces of things that come and go with melody. Like Quincy Jones talks about it, like melody is from, he believed, or he stated anyway, he shared that he believed everything else in music, you can learn harmony and theory and rhythm and all these things. But melody is from God, is how he talks about it. I've achieved my guitar goal. It is to have a callus on the pinky of my fret hand. That's a great goal. Now you're sounding really good. Sing backwards and weep. Might be a while. I'll keep it in the reading list. Oh, sing backwards and weep. So here's the idea. The melody starts. And it finishes. Usually it starts on do and moves away from do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, do, ti, do, sol, la, ti, do. Right, so there's that, you know, that Western harmonic approach. Return to the place from whence we came. But that's the interesting part, is the journey, right? Anyone can play. we could start moving outside of that, but it's a really good idea to tonicize our ears for what's to come. Just in moments, we're just getting ready to do a deep dive into the minor blues. B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone. I think we're all proud of Mark's calluses. This is a good moment in time to have been here to witness the callus story. I thank you for nurturing that, Kevin. I appreciate that. That is an accomplishment. Like, it's representative of a number of hours. It's representative of work that often goes underappreciated, if appreciated at all. You know, so congratulations is definitely in order. So we're here, now we're here. Just working through the cycle 4 major scale. And then we're moving back to next cycle 4 up. Just getting my ears used to hearing the root note. All right, and then we're back to there it is. I think we're good now. I think we can hear our way through the tonic centers. Now, what I wanted to do is just shift our step a little bit. And we're going to stretch for a moment, and then we're coming in hot. We are preparing for landing. It may be a crash landing, but it's a landing nonetheless. So we're landing, oh, geez. I've got to start paying attention to this guitar here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 2, 3, 4. Good morning, baby pup. Hey, what's going on? Lex is here. Good to see you, Lex. I asked Stu Mac for do-it-yourself kit. I might have seen FedEx deliver. Oh, no way. Really? I can't wait to see it. I still, actually, you know what? I still have photographs of you I need to put on. Did you travel? Darn it. I need to grab those, get those on the community posts page to see what all we're up to on the Jason Carey guitar family here. So the fretboard family. Definitely interested in that process, M. Fish. Good for you. Congratulations. I hope Santa treats you well. You play very beautifully. Well, thank you very kindly. I really appreciate it. Baby pup. What key are we playing? The Thrill Is Gone. It's going to be B minor. Kenny, one of my old friends, Kenny, he's passed now. Just a wonderful performer. And somewhat of a local and regional legend, I guess. And he used to say, all right, right before he'd announce that, all right, we're gonna take a break. We gotta go in the middle of the gig. He'd say, all right, we gotta take a break and we gotta go take our medication. We'll be right back. And then so he'd say stuff like that, but this next one's, he'd also say stuff like this. This next one's in the key of L, because it sounds like L. Just a really great, super dry, like just super funny personality. Kind of miss the guy, you know. But we're talking about triads now, and we're reflecting on the thrill being gone, of course, long gone. Gone like that, like my last paycheck. Gone, it's gone away. Gone, like the car I wrecked. It's gone away. And John Hiatt's got a kind of a way with words, doesn't he? So we have this B minor, and I'm thinking, you know, the B minor chord, we've been talking about blues all week. Today's Happy Friday. Happy picking, happy Friday. So we're thinking, we're going to spend a few more minutes here. B minor on fret number 7, and then we have, you know, of course we could make it a B minor add 9 if you wanted to get like Andy Summers, or, you know, like the Metallica sound. The thing that really makes that is you're, you know, sliding your way around, you know, into, and those slurs make a difference, right? So if we slide, that feel really translates well to the listener. If the listener is listening hard enough, the listener will be observant of the work that we are engaged in, right? But we're coming back to 60 beats per minute. We're talking about being conformists. I know we're a group of general nonconformists. You know, nonconformity is sort of part of our mantra, but alas, we must yield and be consumed by the metronome. Here's to the metronome. Of course, the metronome is a euphemism for whatever you'd like it to be, right? All right, so let's go ahead and start with B minor. And we're only thinking triads, super simple, not scary at all. E minor. You know what that is. And then back to B minor. We're going to play this in open position next. And then we have the G major 7. Oh, no, sorry, triad. G major. Oh, we just did this shape. So there's the G major shape. And then the F sharp minor. And back to the B minor. Oh. When the road gets dark and you can no longer see. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, man. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith in me. What is that? I think there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's really nice fast walk up. Oh. really kind of coming back to minor pentatonic and just the minor triads, because we're looking for, you know, other ways to play. The B minor that I know and trust to be true is right here on fret 2. And then we have this nice B minor and then E. Hey, Jill sent a high five. Very cool. Sometimes the metronome is just a metronome. That's right. I love this crew, man. I never thought it could be so good on the internet. What a weird place. So anyway, we've got B minor. So let's see, where are we at? The thrill is gone. And I'm rushing. I gotta get back to the 60 beats per minute. And then E minor. The thrill is gone. Gone away. B minor. And then G major. And then here's that F sharp minor that's a real pig scrambles for some of us, and then back to B minor. If you weren't sorry before, you're sorry after trying to play that F sharp minor. We've got some minor blues happening here. But what I'm trying to do is just take a look. I want you to do this, if just for an exercise for your own person. We're thinking B minor has the B, the D, and the F sharp in it, right? So I can play the B, you know, here, the D, and then the F sharp anywhere. This is really for Kevin, because we're working on, you know, just trying to find other ways to get our sound to become our own, but we can kind of explore B minor. I've got B minor here with B, D, F sharp, B minor here with whatever that note is, D, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, D, and then B, D, F sharp. So we've got these beautiful triads that lay out perfectly on the guitar neck, right? And they sometimes can be executed perfectly, but not today. And if you make a mistake and hit a half step high or a whole step high, and you do one thing one place, you can help to cover a mistake by doing it in another location, right? So those are all techniques that, you know, little pro tips. And then we're moving from B minor to another B minor here. And then another B minor would be on this same stretch of strings, this same stretch of road. We have the D, the B, and then the F sharp on the top. We have the F sharp, the D, and then the B on the top. So it's a little bit more of a reach. But I'm starting on the A string and the G string, and then the B string, right? And then if I started by playing, here's the other really cool thing about this. I can't really play that G sharp, so F sharp there, so I'll have to play it here. I can play through the scale do a lot of really fun things here. Are you able to play Blackbird? There's the 5 chord. I knew the 5 chords in there somewhere. Nope. So we go to minor here. Modal interchange. That same thing with the minor right here. We're looking at The Thrill Is Gone right now, and we're thinking, you know, how can I play B and everywhere else? Let me give you a little bit of an example about how using triads in this way can be beneficial to our health and vitality. All right, so let's take a look. We can play that. We can play that first shape with B, F sharp, and D in it. Yeah, Blackbird Fly, baby. First song I learned on the guitar. What a great song. Angie, yeah, what another great song. I keep burning into Ain't No Sunshine. Oh, yeah, this is another great one for that, right? It's another great one. All of these things apply to multiple songs, right? Especially to keep the interest of a player sort of alive and well, you know? So knowing where those triads, we'll just work on the triads here on the, you know, the root 5. And then we hit the E minor, and those same triads and inversions can live here too, right? And then we have, and then we go back to the 1 chord. And then we have the G chord, which is there are all of these little things that can show up that we don't, you know, unless we focus on just making our way through the triads. And I like to use these as in long episodes. Good. That's it for today. I hope hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a wonderful approach to your holiday season. Riptide. Here you go. I would love to. There's something about a Telecaster, but there's nothing like a Jaguar. Oh, hey, Kevin, you came and went. Okay, everyone, I have to jump here. Have a great weekend. See you guys all Monday. Until we meet again, I wish you all happy picking. Thanks for being here, and